Welcome to Food News. I'm Juliet Litman.
And I'm David Jacoby.
We're in separate locations. It's kind of sad. I missed you.
I miss you too.
How's LA?
LA is fantastic. It's lovely here. This is a functioning, bustling, busy studio space.
That's awesome. You're missing the best week of weather in a long time in New York. Have you heard about it?
I have heard about it. I was there yesterday.
Oh, right. That's cool. Okay. So you experienced it. I'm happy for you. You're not totally missing it.
One of my favorite New York Instagram accounts just went around and recorded everyone jogging with their shirt off.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, that's an interesting move. Like, everyone tan? They're just ready to go? They just wanted to feel the breeze on themselves. Who knows?
All of the above.
If you want to be a part of this podcast, give us a call at 850-STEW. 136. Also, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@ringerfood, or, just search for Ringer Food. You'll find us, I guess.
We'll be there.
I hope. Just search us so it goes up the algorithm,
Some great stories this week.
Yeah, seriously. Let's get into it. First up, Harry Styles' boy dinner. Jacoby, are you familiar with girl dinner? You must be.
Yes.
Okay, the concept of girl dinner is grazing. Well, Harry Styles was on a YouTube show called Royal Court. He's doing a lot of press right now because his album just came out. I haven't listened to it yet. And he said, boy dinner, I've discovered, is just eating a rotisserie chicken over the sink. He also mentioned that he likes to eat it with his hands, calling it caveman. And my question for you, Jacoby, is how often do you have rotisserie chicken in your life?
Oh, not often at all. However, sometimes my family will come back from Costco and then my wife will tear up one of those rotisserie chickens and make delicious enchiladas.
Oh, interesting. So that's the direction she takes it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever eaten a rotisserie chicken standing over a sink?
Not standing over a sink, but they are a very affordable meal when you're like at the office in your early 20s. You're like, hey man, you want to go have some rotisserie chicken? And then you just bring it back to the office and chow down. But we don't do it over a sink.
I wonder where Harry Styles would be getting his rotisserie chicken. That's one question I have. But
I'm guessing assistant. That's the first thing that came to mind.
So he's not buying it himself. This is a question. If we were ever to have celebrities on Food News, which doesn't seem that likely, I'd love to ask them about how frequently they go to their grocery store.
We should just do an interview series about grocery store experiences.
Okay, that's a great idea. Coming soon to you soon on our on our YouTube channel.
How do you feel about Harry Styles?
I'm pro. I like him.
Okay.
He's a good celebrity. I don't love his music, but I like him as a force in the world. He's very charming. He obviously is.
There you go.
He's got it. Zoe Kravitz agrees. Many women before her agreed as well. They've been together a while now, though, so that's cool.
I'm a big Zoe Kravitz fan.
Good for them. Okay, moving on. Gatorade. We talk about Gatorade a lot. You have Gatorade a lot too, don't you?
I'm a big Gatorade guy, yeah.
What's your flavor?
Well, here's what we've had this discussion before.
I know.
I'm a Gatorade Zero person. So when I go to the store and I'm about to get Gatorade Zero, I think about you every single time because I know your favorite flavor. And you have influenced me to drink way more of that white cherry flavor of Gatorade Zero. I had some 2 days ago. And now when I go there, because I never really know, I don't have a go-to Gatorade flavor. I switch it up. I go red, I go yellow, I go this, I go that. Now I'm just doing a lot more of the sort of milky Gatorade flavor.
Well, now they have not a zero sugar, but a lower sugar, which I think could be right up our alley. We love a mid-cal beverage. It does come in glacier cherry, which is great news. It's also coming in lemonade, fruit punch, and rainberry. And it's 10 years since they last tried to do a lower calorie, crucially dye-free beverage, which is part of the lower sugar. They're free of all of the dyes that make you, I don't know they make you, but there's a whole movement against them.
You just blew my mind because I knew there was a word before cherry with this flavor, but then I'm like, why a glacier? What in the marketing meeting when they're like, what should we call this new flavor? Why is the word glacier there?
So Powerade has a beverage called Arctic Blast, which is the same flavor.
Familiar.
I think it's a competitive thing.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure the
Arctic,
Powerade one came first, but now Powerade has way less market share.
I am a Gatorade loyalist. No Body Armor, no Powerade, none of that.
I've never had Body Armor. Arctic Shatter is the name of the Powerade one, excuse me. I really liked it as a kid.
Really?
Yes. So I think it's a competitive thing.
Well, I think this mid-cal thing, I mean, I would love like, why are we all or nothing? Why are we binary with it's Coke Zero or Coke? I love the idea of like Coke, kinda. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like lower sugar. I like the mid-cal market really needs to be saturated.
A big part of it also is the dyes. Like there's less dye in it. And that seems good. I'm unclear on like exactly what all these dyes do to me that's bad, but I have been told on Food News that the dyes are bad. So I guess I'm glad to be moving away.
We have not. Where's the science behind that? We have no idea. We've been told they're bad, so they're bad.
In the early days of podcasts, I always thought, show me the science behind that would be a funny name for a podcast. It was a Grantland era idea. We never did it.
That's why I said that. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to a reverse heist in Philadelphia. This is truly exciting. Like
this is right up my alley. I love everything about this story. May I please explain what happened?
Please get into it.
Okay. There is a mac and cheese stand. So it's not a full restaurant. It's a stand in downtown Philly, and it's owned by this woman named Marty Lieberman. And Marty Lieberman is very active on social media. She received an email overseas, somewhere in the Middle East, which is odd because if it was like a letter, you could see where it came from. But I don't know how she knew that this email was from the Middle East. And they proposed that they send her something called hell of a good dip, French onion dip, right?
Yes.
And she's like, okay, whatever. And then they go back and forth a little bit. She does something which I really, really found interesting. She takes the email and copies and pastes it into ChatGPT. And she's like, is this legitimate? Weird,
I would never have thought to do that.
Then she said that ChatGPT is like, yes, this is legitimate. And then what happens next? A guy shows up at her stand, her mac and cheese stand. And he's like, I've got your shipment of hell of a good dip. And she's like, what? She's like, yeah, 50 cases of hell of a good dip. She's like, okay, how many come in a case? 12 per case. Doing some quick math. Now she has 600 cases of hell of a good dip. And she's like, all right, I guess I'll give these away to my customers. So she's like, I don't even care if you buy anything. Just come by and get hell of a good dip. Get a Diet Coke, you get a hell of a good dip, a French onion dip, right? Then she tags hell of a good dip in the Instagram post. Guess what happens next?
What happens next, Jacoby?
Hell of a good dip is like, we have no idea what's happening here. We did not hire these people. We don't even know. Like, this is not us. Like, we did not give you this stuff. And then she's like, wait a second, huh? Like, what? Think about that. So all of a sudden, she's got 600 cases of hell of a good French onion dip. That hell of a good is like, they have nothing to do with it. That's the mystery.
It is really weird. And then I believe it also did get solved after all of that. It turns out that it was a mistaken delivery, they claim, but she did get the email. So I don't really understand how this could have happened. I think what happened is they thought she was someone else, right?
Well, I did some investigating.
Okay.
And what ended up happening is let's say Hell of a Good enters a promotional agreement with a marketing agency, and then that agreement runs its course. But sometimes the marketing agency has extra product.
Oh, so they need to offload it.
Yeah, so this is some sort of like extra surplus product, but I don't know how the marketing agency gets to the Middle East email. I don't know how any of this happens.
I know, that's the confusing part is the email piece of it. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
And the people at Hell of a Good were like, we don't know this email.
The other thing that I'm really confused by is I can't see this on the Hell of a Good website, but in all of her pictures, it looks like it says Hell of a Good dip, French onion. That's the flavor. And then I believe it says made with cereal, milk, and cream. Did you note that?
No way.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? Why is that in there?
What? Juliet, what? Are you sure you read that right?
I don't know, but I'm looking at the Instagram and that's what it looks like. I'm pretty sure.
And then she's like, well, if we don't know where this is from and we don't know how it was handled or who handled it, then we can't give it away. So they ended up destroying the product.
That's crazy. That is like, so that shouldn't have been the outcome, if you ask me.
I may have looked at 200 to 300 of these Instagram posts from this mac and cheese place. And
Marty Lieberman?
Yeah, mac and cheese didn't look great. To be
honest. Sorry, update. I found another picture.
Okay.
It says made with real milk and cream.
Okay, okay, that makes more sense. I'm glad we did that food news follow-up. That was the fastest food news follow-up in the history of the podcast.
Well, I was just like, how can that be true? Made with real milk and cream is still kind of weird. Cereal, milk, and cream, much weirder.
Much weirder, yes.
I was like, oh, is it inspired by like this, like the cereal milk ice cream at Milk Bar? But no, it's not. I'd like to try this dip. I love a French onion dip. So
Me too.
I'm really interested. Also, they have a dill pickle dip. That sounds pretty interesting. I'm interested in this product.
What would be your delivery vehicle for the French onion dip? Because I have something very specific in mind.
Well, in the picture they show Ruffles. I think probably
That's what I was thinking.
And Ruffles or celery would be my two options.
Yeah, celery is a great one too for the scoop.
Yeah, exactly.
I love celery. I love celery so much.
And this is all kind of like wings adjacent. Like I don't want wings, but I want all of the adjacencies.
So Juliet goes to the bar. She's like, I'll have wings, hold the wings.
Yes, exactly.
I did that one time. One time I was at Hooters and I was like, can I just get a bunch of dip
I just
and
want
carrots and
crudité.
celery?
Here at Hooters, I just want
crudité.
crudité.
Yeah. Hootite.
Oh, man. Great stuff. Okay, let's move on. Last week with Bill, we discussed drinking hot water. And if you listen to the Bill Simmons podcast, you know that drinking hot water is a hot topic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a viral trend. I don't think that Bill knew about this when he started talking about drinking water on his podcast that asks, should you be drinking hot or cold? I believe I also shared that my acupuncturist recommended that I drink warm or hot water because it helps your liver and anti-inflammation. And so the answer to this, hot and cold water, is depending on your goals. And I appreciate that. Like, there's not just one answer. Water is fundamental, can be used in many different ways. So if you are looking to help your digestion, maybe go with some warm water. If you feel like you might be losing weight from drinking cold water, you're probably mistaken. That's a myth in general. And also cold water can be tough if you have certain medical triggers. The science mostly points to warm, but once again, it's not one size fit all.
We've been subject to a lot of like really good headlines. Then it's like 1,000 words. And at the end, it's like, whatever.
Choose your own adventure.
I mean? Yeah. It's like, should you drink hot or cold water? Like we investigated and talked to scientists. Then you read the whole thing. And at the end, it's like, yeah, whatever.
Maybe it's like shame on us for including the story.
No, I like this story. I like the part where it says, Tanya Friedrich is our registered dietitian. And she says, while drinking water can trigger sweating as the body regulates its temperature, 60.8 degrees Fahrenheit was associated with the least amount of perspiration. I'm sweating right now and I'm worried about it. So
I can't see it.
60.8 degrees. 60.8 is very specific. So if you really, really want to like get that perfectly cool water, 60.8 degrees.
I wonder, we should try to do that because I'm like, what level of cold is 60.8? Like, I can't imagine. I guess it's colder than room temperature, but it's not refrigerator cold.
Yes.
So it's like perfect. Something in the middle. Okay, maybe we should try it. It seems like it'd be hard to get your water at exactly 60.8.
Mike Wargon is just like, no, let's not do that. Producer Mike is like, not a good idea.
Jacoby, if I was like, please set my water to 60.8 degrees. Like, what would you do? Like, how would you go about even trying to accomplish it?
I know exactly what I would do.
What's that?
I'd say no. That's exactly what I would do.
I think what I would do if I were accepting the challenge, which I would, is I would get cold water from the fridge.
And then wait.
No. I think I would put it over a flame, but it would be very low and slow. So I'd have to have like a meat thermometer or some kind of thermometer to like watch it rise. And then you got to get it out of the bowl and out of that pan as soon as you hit the temperature and away from the flame.
Chance. I'm taking it out of the fridge, putting the thermometer in there and just waiting until the perfect moment.
That takes way too long.
You're cooking water on a stove.
Should I try to do this?
No.
I could be a TikTok star.
You could be a TikTok
Is that how it works?
That's also a really good transition.
That is a really good transition. We need to talk about something going viral on TikTok. It's even made it to your son. Let's talk about Alessandro and his trip to Olive Garden. Jacoby, take it away.
So Alessandro is an Italian exchange student. And the account is like Italian girl or Italian lady, whatever. So like being Italian is a part of this woman's life.
Italian girl 1130 on TikTok.
So I think that she's hosting, I'm assuming she's hosting Alessandro, right? And she's like, I'm going to take the Italian guy to Olive Garden.
Her name is Rhonda.
What this really brought to my mind was it's not about just taking an Italian person to Olive Garden. It's about taking the right Italian person to Olive Garden. Because Alessandro is adorable. He's probably like, I'm putting him at like 17 or 18.
Max.
And he's just really cute. You know what I mean? And he's having a great time. And the first clip, she opens up the door to the car. She's like, we're going to Olive Garden. He's like, no. He just sits in the car. It was like if you asked me to get 61-degree water. He's just like, no, I'm not doing it. He's like, I'm not mentally ready for this. And then he does go there, and we learn so much. First of all, Alfredo sauce is not a thing in Italy. He's like, this is not a thing. And then he's like, there's certain things that he just refuses to order. He ends up getting fried ravioli. He tries it. He loves the Alfredo sauce. Loves it. I think it's made with cereal, milk, and cream. I'm not sure, but he loves the Alfredo sauce. He loves the breadsticks. It's a weird mix of like the breadsticks and Alfredo sauce is good, but as an Italian person, you can feel him on the inside sort of at war with himself.
Yeah, he's like, this is good, but it's not Italian food. This is American food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they make a good point in the article. It's like Taco Bell is not Mexican food, but that doesn't mean it's bad, right?
Well,
so if you're a Mexican person, you can still like Taco Bell.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
So he's at war with himself, and he's just really cute. Like he's just kind of like, and the lady, Italian ladies it's a good mix of execution. It's not just the headline, which is take the Italian exchange student to Olive Garden. It's this Italian exchange student filmed by this woman at this Olive Garden.
Yeah, it's like right person, right Olive Garden, right videographer. The funny thing is like this type of restaurant like doesn't even exist in Italy. Like this kind of like quote, is this even fast casual?
Like fast cash? Yeah, I think it's fast cash.
It's, I guess, like this kind of place, like this kind of massive chain, they don't exist in this way in Europe. Like it's more like a McDonald's.
Yes, it's like it's much like Coke. There's no middle ground. It's like you're either sitting there for 4 hours or 5 hours and going to a real restaurant, or you're going to McDonald's, but there is no mid.
Yeah, there's nothing like this. It also would serve you like a really creamy sauce over pasta. Like the article does note that like the original Alfredo was just basically Parmesan cheese and butter, which sounds awesome. It's not like this
really good
heavy cream based item. The whole thing is really cute. Also, I'm happy for Olive Garden because he did seem to really like the breadsticks, and I feel like
he did.
That's kind of their signature item, breadsticks.
Yeah. And also, Juliet, like, do you see how many views these things got?
I know, so many.
22 million views.
I know. Quincy knew about it before me.
I just clicked on one of them, and Quincy like reposted it. I was like, what? My son is engaging with food news content like before food news is?
Does he has a phone now? That's how he's on TikTok?
Yeah, he has a phone.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, it was a big thing. It was a big thing. We told him he couldn't have TikTok, and then I found it on his phone. And then it was this whole conversation. Oof, that was a tough one.
And now he's just engaging with Olive Garden content, which seems like seems like a win of all the things that are on TikTok. I'm going to say that's a good outcome.
It's a great point. That's a great point. Of all the things he could be doing, watching Alessandro eat breadsticks is
it's like awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like Alessandro. I want to go to Olive Garden with Alessandro.
I've only been to Olive Garden twice in my life. You're not surprised. Come on.
I mean, nothing would surprise me about your experiences or lack thereof, but they have an item on the menu, which is right up my alley, Juliet.
Okay, let's hear about it.
Unlimited soups.
Oh.
They're basically like, you give us $25 and you can just keep ordering different soups and we'll bring it to you.
Oh, interesting.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Well, that makes sense that you would like it. Jacoby on soup.
Yeah, Jacoby on soup.
Okay, let's keep going. Did you happen to know that in a few days' time, it's National Espresso Martini Day, March 15th?
I do now after reading this article.
Buffalo Wild Wings is releasing a wing-flavored espresso protini. The cocktail is infused with buffalo dry rub and jam-packed with 10 grams of protein, according to the Buffalo Wild Wings news release. I don't even really understand what this is.
I have a very strong stomach, right? Like, I don't really vomit that much. When I read this headline, I'm not exaggerating or lying. Like, I gagged. I was like, whoa. Like, this is the headline. Buffalo Wild Wings unveils wing-flavored protein espresso martini. Wings, coffee, and protein together?
And the protein is muscle milk. It's not even something like without a taste. Like it's disgusting. It's a classic espresso martini with the muscle milk plus the dry rub.
The buffalo dry rub. And they line the rim of the cocktail glass with buffalo dry rub. Why would you want, imagine just having like a nice hot coffee and buffalo wings at the same time. Like those two, that beverage and that food should never be near each other.
Can't they just serve an espresso martini and have a special? Like I'm just like wings and espresso martini.
Why do we have, here's a question for you that I don't think I've ever asked. If you were to get a margarita and they're like, would you like salt or would you like tahini or would you like nothing on your rim? What would you answer?
What was the second option?
Tahini.
Oh, I've never.
Like the spicy orange powder.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the question? What those would I get?
If you were to ask for a margarita and they're like, would you like, how about this? Would you like salt on your rim of the margarita? What's your answer?
I think yes.
See, I always go with no. I don't like it. It's like weird to me for some reason.
My issue with it is it goes away. Like I'm like, okay.
A lot of people like the salt on the rim.
Yeah,
I've noticed I'm
in
the
like
minority
it.
Here.
I do like it. The espresso protini costs $12, or you can get it with 6 boneless wings for $20. That seems like a pretty good deal. But can I just have an espresso martini with wings for $20?
Just hold the wings. Yeah, but I don't want an espresso martini with wings. Coffee flavor and wing flavor should not be together.
Can I have an espresso protini, hold the protein?
Just hold everything. Just hold on.
Very, very disgusting.
Oh God, it's so gross. So gross.
It's not what you want. Okay. The rolling scones. This is one of our favorite topics, which is senior living and when seniors get involved.
Talk dirty to me, Juliet. We get to the senior corner. This article, and I forgot the gentleman who wrote it.
Joe L'Amour. We reference his work a lot of the time from today.com. Yes.
Shout out to Joe L'Amour. The amount of puns in this one is like Joe L'Amour was like challenged by his editor. They're like, do as many Rolling Stones puns as possible. And there's like 25. And this is what I want to celebrate about Joe's article is I'm sure basically the net is outside of Chicago, there's a senior living place and on Saturdays they get together and cook their own food.
No recipes needed. They just fucking go for it.
I don't think this is like unique. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure that other senior living places, they do this, but the pictures, these are the most adorable old ladies. Like they are just so cute to me.
Also, they're old.
Making pizzas and pastas. Yeah, they are old. 90s.
Yeah, in their 90s. Not like people who are like 60, like, oh, let's do a little, seasoning on our pizza. It's like this is their activity for the day.
And as a pizziolo, did you see the pizza wrestler online? Is that found you on the algorithm?
No, it's not.
Oh, this is a great food news topic. I'll just sidetrack us really quickly. There's like a wrestler, like not WWE, like a lower level of wrestling, and he's got a pizza dough, and he's got an apron on, and he's like this Italian guy, and he swings around the pizza dough and then punches it, and it goes flying into his opponent and floors him. The algorithm has served up the same clip to me like 100 times. And I'm like, God. I get it.
Mike is showing it to me now.
Yeah, I love pizza and I love this wrestler, but the algorithm is just pumping this wrestler to me.
That defies the sort of belief that you need to like buy into wrestling, in my opinion. But okay. Anyway.
Yeah. But one of the things about this, the photos is the pizza that this one old lady is making, and she's just topping it with to her heart's delight. She got a lot of different toppings on there. It is really well stretched, and it is a perfect circle. And I was like, I don't know if they did that.
You think maybe the dough was given to her, and then then she puts on the toppings?
It's pre-made, yeah, because that's really hard to do. As a former pizziolo myself, that is perfectly done.
The rim of it is really good. Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I looked at it. Yeah, I was like, this is like really, that is high quality pizziolo work.
I was distracted
pizziolo is a word.
By the large tomatoes on there. I was just like, I don't think that should go on your pizza, but.
That's fair. Yeah, she just seemed very whimsical with the things that she put on top and the way it was distributed. It just all seems very whimsical. She just kind of just like, whatever. We just make a pizza.
I liked Barbara Ensalaco, who's 95. She's like, kids these days, they think they need a recipe. Well, I'm just going for it. And she's just chopping up celery. And it just seems like she's having a great time.
Let me give you the quote. This woman's amazing. Quote, children today, they have to have a recipe and be told how much to put in. But every day we cook We just sprinkled the stuff on top until we felt it had enough. That was our recipe for cookies. No tablespoons or whatever. I love you so much, Barbara. I want to go there and cook with these people.
Oh, my God. I don't want to go, but I'm really happy for them. I think that's really great.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Joe Lamore. That was an awesome article.
Agreed.
And really the photos. The photos really do.
The photos
it
make it,
these
yeah.
women, there's just so much joy in these pictures.
Yeah. Okay. Last item, and this is probably a future taste test for us. Dirty sodas. We talk about them all the time. It's appropriate because Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is back this week.
It is? Oh,
yes. Twizzlers has released its own straw, which I think we've discussed this before. You can use a Twizzler as a straw anyway. They have different flavors so that when you put it into your straw, you're basically drinking a dirty soda by way of this pipeline through the straw. So, for example, there's coconut and lime vanilla, which actually sounds pretty good.
Pretty good.
And I'm very interested in trying this. I think it's a great idea by Twizzlers.
I think this is brilliant. And we've all done the Twizzler straw before. And I contend, this started with me at the movies.
Yeah, me too.
That I contend that the Twizzler tastes better with a little bit of Coke residue inside of it.
And it's also a little cold. I mean, where else are you buying Twizzlers?
Cold,
I've always loved them, though.
My mom, Victoria Dowling, is a huge Twizzler fan.
That's a great candy.
That's like her number one thing. It's like her number one is Twizzlers.
Candy tastes better at the movies in general.
The serving sizes are way too big. It's ridiculous. It's
Agreed.
ridiculous.
Are your kids willing to share?
I want Sour Patch Kids. They don't have a choice.
Because
this is what I do. I go to the movies with my kids all the time. I get the carrying cases. So I'll get a large popcorn and one or two candies, get the carrying cases, and I distribute.
Nice.
So I'm like the warehouse, and then I distribute it out.
That's a great role, candy distributor.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, let's get into our taste test. It's the afternoon. We usually tape in the morning, a little behind the scenes. We couldn't decide what to do for our taste test. But
we were given an assignment.
What?
You gave me an assignment.
Yeah, I was like, what about some pick-me-up snacks for the afternoon? Because usually this time of day, I'm like, yeah, I need a snack. I need some sugar. I'm like, anyone have a cookie? So Mike got some snacks for me.
This is great because I wanted to talk to you about just the assignment itself, because I spent an hour and a half watching mac and cheese Instagram videos, and then I was like, what is an afternoon pick-me-up? What does that exactly mean? And I was like, it was just so wide that I didn't know what to do.
Okay, well, for me, I was thinking just some kind of snack that would give me a boost. Something that I'm excited to eat that's not too healthy, but also not too full of sugar, even though given my options, I probably would just go straight for candy. So I think Mike made some really smart choices here. He got me a sun-popped corn, which is maple sweet and crunchy. Excited to try it.
Corn. Okay. What degrees is that?
It's 60.8.
60.8. Great. Perfect.
And then there's
you really
also
hear the bag in your microphone.
I'm assuming these are both from Italy, a Sardinian parchment cracker with oil and rosemary called Churchies.
Sardinian parchment cracker?
I've never been to Sardinia. This is a great.
I've never been to Sardinia. And also parchment, isn't that I think a paper?
I think it's probably thin, but it's probably a literal translation of something that they didn't adapt for.
So what do you got there? You've got your maple popcorn.
Maple popcorn. It's really good.
Really good.
I'll be eating more. It's not too sweet.
Popcorn is a great snack.
Oh, this is great. Great call, Mike.
That's good.
I've never even heard of this brand before.
It's underrated. There should be more popcorn in all of our lives.
Bjorn Corn. It's a really good one. Wow.
I think we went to Lorne Michaels' office to interview him, I want to say.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Bill. Yeah. And he always has a bowl of popcorn on his desk at all times.
I don't know whose hands have been there. Okay, this is wild. This is a really thin cracker.
Oh, wow. That's why it's called a Sardinian parchment cracker. Rosemary and what now?
It's good. Oh, wow.
Okay.
It's flavored nicely. And the serving size, because it's so thin, is 12 crackers. So you could have a lot.
So I got this assignment and I hit the streets of Los Angeles and I saw Target. And I was like, all right, because I always like to get things that the people listening can also experience. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I was like, I'll go to Target and I'll pick out something as an afternoon pick-me-up. I spent way too time overthinking what an afternoon pick-me-up is. And then I thought about Juliet and I was like, Juliet likes a sweet treat. That's what my daughter Margaret always calls it. So Juliet's a sweet treat person. And I was like cruising around on my little Lime scooter, weaving in and out of traffic, almost dying. And I saw a crumble cookies. And I was like, you know what? That's a good sweet treat afternoon pick-me-up. And then I went inside and they have
Was it crowded?
Not at all. 0 people in there. And they have
crumble.
the one thing that happened with this. How do you feel about when you go to an establishment like Crumble and they have an iPad there for you to order from and not like a person?
It's increasingly common, and I really don't like it. I first of all, I'm just like, it feels so impersonal. It makes me think the food is going to be worse than if I was ordering from a person, for no reason. But like, it just like makes me doubt the food, and I just really don't like it.
I go both ways with it, but here's my big distinction. Okay. I like them when I can customize my items. Like when I go to Taco Bell, I'm like, add onions, extra lettuce. Sometimes I'll even go like light meat at the Taco Bell. That I enjoy. McDonald's, you can also do a little bit of this. So I enjoy that aspect of it. But with a cookie, I just want to talk to the person, point to the cookie.
It's like a comfort
food. They grab
food.
the cookie, put it in a thing, and then give it to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then there's this woman there, and she's not at the front. She's just like in the back doing stuff. And I push in my little numbers, and I get my cookies. And it just felt and then I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm like, did she get my order? Did she not get my orders? I just want I didn't like it.
I'm with you.
It's a cookie place. I want to point to the cookie. You take the cookie, put it in the bag.
I think I particularly don't like it at a bakery. I had this experience at the airport last week, and I didn't like that either. That doesn't look like a cookie box. So what'd you get?
This is a cookie box. I got 3 smalls. I like that they have large and small.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You get 3 mini ones. I got a peanut butter mash, I think it's called. And I've got a skillet cookie. Okay. And
skillet cookie sounds awesome. Chip. You know what's fucked up about this? You're not going to appreciate it enough. I would like it more.
Julia, let's explore that. Because you seem...
I'm
fantastic.
jealous of your crumble experience.
You're mad.
Yeah,
and you're like,
really
you're not even going to enjoy
jealous.
those cookies. You're like mad at the cookies. You're mad at the whole experience. You're like, those cookies might be getting eaten, but they're not being appreciated.
That's correct.
Like, that's how you feel. You feel like I'm sacrificing these cookies. I'm not even going to enjoy it enough.
Like I'm jealous of the fact that you have crumble and I don't. And I really like my snacks. Like, great job, Mike. But we talk about crumble all the time, and I've never been to one.
You've never been to a crumble?
No.
Ever?
No.
That's what I said. I'll never be surprised by your experiences or lack thereof. I would think you would have definitely been to a crumble before.
They don't have one on Park Slope.
Many crumble experiences.
I've been to Chip City.
I was at Chip City yesterday.
It's pretty good.
Guess what? You walk in, you point to the cookie, and they put it in a bag, and then you leave.
What did you just take a bite of? It looked really good. Was that the tart?
The skillet cookie.
The skillet cookie. Was it good?
I don't know what it is, but it's called skillet cookie because it's sort of like a bowl shape slightly.
Oh, I see.
And it's got like a cream on top. It's very, very rich. And you're right. I don't really like it that much. And I'm not, you know what? I'm going to throw these cookies away.
No, don't do that.
I'm just going to throw them right away.
Do them to someone else.
They're fine. They're very, 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 very sweet. But this was my afternoon pick me up. I'm going to try the peanut butter one because I really like peanut butter. There's a piece of cereal on it.
That looks good. That looks easier to eat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is good.
I think the skillet cookie is trying to recreate when you put like vanilla ice cream on top of a cookie you've made in the oven.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
And here's one thing. I love all peanut butter things, but peanut butter cookies I don't love as much.
I feel similarly.
It's got
I'm not into
it's got a different type of peanut butter flavor, but like a Reese's peanut butter, obviously
sure,
the controversy, but like a Reese's peanut butter cup is really good, and like a peanut M&M or peanut butter M&M is really good, but peanut butter cookies are not my favorite.
I'm with you. I love a peanut butter chocolate candy, but that's basically it.
There you go. Personal food news.
All right, personal food news. I've returned to a product that I haven't had in a long time, and last night I needed to make dinner for myself, and I was like, oh, I'm just so tired. I don't know. I don't want to order in. Should I just what do I do with myself? And then I looked in my refrigerator and I had the refrigerated, not frozen, but refrigerated large ravioli that cook in 4 minutes. And
whoa,
it was perfect for my needs at that moment. Did I buy this to try to give it to my son? Yes. But for me this time, it was great. And I was like, yep, I'm just going to have these Buitoni ravioli. I had 6 for dinner. It was a little saltier than I recalled. I didn't have any sauce on them. That might have cut it if I had added some sauce, but I didn't have any. And I haven't had one of those kinds of ravioli in years. But they're back, baby. And I really enjoyed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you order ravioli at a restaurant, how many are you expecting to get?
Depends how nice the restaurant is, but like 4 to 5.
Yeah, it feels like the nicer the restaurant, the less you
It's
get.
a bad
one time
order at a restaurant. It's bad
I got
value.
Like 4. Yeah, I got like 4 one time. And I was like, wait a second.
I know, it sucks.
Like, this is not enough
It's
ravioli.
never filling enough. It's expensive. You have to order something else. You've already had a pasta dish. But home ravioli is one of my faves. I love frozen ravioli too.
Do you know one of the things I grew up on, which I absolutely loved, is tortellini. We were a heavy tortellini family. Tortellini and brodo, which is like basically just like chicken broth with cooked tortellini in it.
Tortellini and soup is really good. Yeah, agreed.
Yes, yeah, that was a go-to meal. That was like a weekly meal at 21 Arnold Road.
On the internet, there's a lot of like variations of this tortellini soup recipe that's like cream based and also includes sausage and like diced up vegetables. It's very good. That's my personal food news. Your turn.
I have 2 quick personal food news.
Okay.
One is this, like, you know, my accidentally viral Jacoby on soup post that we discussed before?
Yeah, from several years ago. Yeah.
Yes. It involved French onion soup, and there's a craze going around.
Oh.
The French onion soup pasta recipe from the New York Times cooking app has been all over the place, and I cannot wait to try it. So that is like 2 things that I wanted to say about that. Number 1, I like to say things on food news that force me to actually do them. Chili, for example.
Yes.
And secondly, I think it sounds really good, and I will report back on how it tastes. Because it's also all over my algorithm, all over TikTok, all over Instagram. This French onion soup pasta recipe sounds fantastic.
It does sound really good. It's crazy how that kind of stuff just takes over and then you can't escape it.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's like it's like the pizza guy, wrestler. It's like, I've already seen this, internet. Don't keep sending me the same thing. They should check that box and move on.
We know
we
about
already
it.
fed him the pizza guy. Secondly, and I want to know how you feel about this. This is my second personal food news, but it's also joint Juliet and Jacoby food news.
Okay.
No more formula for the baby.
I know. So excited.
Joey's out. We had our last, it was expensive, so we used our last can. She's like, no more formula.
You're just cutting it off.
Colette.
You're just going to cut it off.
I mean, first of all, I can't make any decisions like that, please. You think I'm involved in the decision-making process there? But she's like, yeah, no more.
That's
no more
awesome.
Formula. Yeah,
I'm going to wait a few
down?
more weeks to the 12-month appointment just because, like, I don't know. I'm not as courageous as your wife, but I'm so happy about it. First of all, really expensive. Second of all, easier to do milk. Third of all, I find formula kind of gross. I'm really excited. It's awesome. Congrats to us.
Yeah, shout out to us.
And I really admire that. So just straight ahead, full steam have milk for Coco.
What are we going to do for food at Micah and Colette's joint birthday party?
She can't have milk though, right? Because she got a dairy allergy.
No, she got that cleared a couple weeks ago.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's
it opens
awesome.
up. You don't understand. We couldn't give her cheese.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Great.
Yeah, it opens up a lot of things for little Coco.
Cool. All right, let's get into our listener food news from today.
Hey, Juliet and Jacoby. This is Ellen from Chapel Hill calling with a question that came to me after I spent hours this weekend baking and decorating a cake from scratch, and it only turned out okay. I'm usually a huge proponent of making things from scratch, but honestly, I think a box cake mix would have turned out way better than what I made. But this got me thinking. What are the surprising shortcuts that you guys think are actually worth it? And what food items do you have to make from scratch, no matter what? For me, I think boxed cake mix is now a really good shortcut, but I will never compromise on making my salad dressing from scratch. Love you guys. Keep up the great work.
I have a new one.
Really?
I am off of all pre-made meatballs and only will make them myself.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a great call because Joey has introduced like Trader Joe's meatballs, those little meatballs, and they don't taste good.
No, they don't. They don't
don't
reheat that well. They're just not that good. And I make really good ones that my son loves.
Oh, great. Meatballs are fantastic. Like a really good meatball is just solid. Remember the meatball shop?
Yeah, of course. Loved it. It's not that, they're not that hard to make. Like, and there's a lot of different ways to spice them. You can experiment. There's a lot of ways to do it. They're really good. I love meatballs.
One thing I love about meatball sandwiches is it always bothers me when they just put the meatball in the sandwich. I like to cut the meatball to create a meatball layer, a thin meatball layer, instead of just like big, gigantic meatballs in your sandwich.
Agreed.
That's great.
I love.
I'm going to go back to something we discussed earlier.
Gatorade? You got to make your own Gatorade?
No, I think pre-buying pizza dough is the way to go instead of like stretching it yourself or making it yourself or buying like a ball of pizza dough, because I won't get it too much into the science, but like it's got to be a perfect temperature to make the perfect pizza.
60.8
and it's like you put it in
degrees.
the fridge. Exactly, 60.8 degrees. You know what? 98 degrees, we're going to have a new band. 60.8 degrees.
Maybe that's the new name of the podcast. Food News, 60.8 degrees.
And one thing I don't shortcut on is if I make pancakes or crepes. Like I don't like to use just like pancake mix. You know what I mean? Because there's not that many ingredients. So I like to make that mix myself.
My only counterpoint is flour just always gets messy. It's just annoying.
Really? I don't find that to be the case.
Okay. I'm just like always spilling flour.
What's one that you always make from scratch? Oh, meatballs.
Meatballs, yeah.
What's your shortcut?
My current thing is I do a chicken meatball, and it's chicken. I grate in a carrot for some extra nutrition. Tastes pretty good. Ground chicken, carrot, ricotta, panko, grate in some garlic and salt and pepper. It's really good. It's really easy.
Do you know what's a really
and Parmesan.
good
Sorry, I forgot. And Parmesan.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what's a really good non-shortcut thing like that she was talking about is fresh herbs.
They make everything better.
Fresh herbs make everything taste better. And if you use a little garnish too, just like throw it. Like if ever I like make a steak, I'll just like put it on the cutting board, and then I'll like put a little like herbs around it. It just looks really good.
The other thing for me is I will never ever again buy pre-grated, pre-sliced Parmesan. Have to buy that brick and do it yourself. Otherwise, it's just not worth it.
Oh yeah. Do you know what I love?
Yeah. What?
When you go to the Italian restaurant and the guy's got like the movie camera
Oh
one.
yeah, it's great.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That thing is I'll pay I'll double the price if you bring over the movie grater thing.
Pre-grated cheese of any kind, like cheddar, anything is just not good. It's always dry. It has no taste. It's not worth it to me. So I'm grating my own cheese at home.
And I've seen some weird microbes and science like that. You don't really want pre-grated stuff at all. But sometimes when they're like, if they're putting like pepper on your Caesar at a nice restaurant, or they're doing like the thing and they're like, tell me when to stop.
Yeah.
I've always been tempted to just not say anything.
Never.
Just to see
just
when it ends.
ruin your own meal by never saying anything.
Just to see when it ends. Like at some point, will they just stop themselves and be like, I think that's enough. I've always been tempted to do that.
Okay, well, maybe do it one time and report back.
I will. I got a lot of homework this time.
You do. This has been Food News, everybody. Coast to coast. Jacoby, I hope you're back next week. Look forward to seeing you in studio. Thank you to our producer, Mike Wargon, and I hope everybody has a great week.